Why waste precious time doing something that you're not called to do? In many ways, your business is going to be an extension of you. You're going to be putting a lot of time and energy and effort into it. So you really can't afford to waste any of those things on something that doesn't really speak to who you are as a person. Hi everybody, it's Nizal from Trinity Business Life, and today I really am excited about this video because today I am actually going to talk to you about how to come up with a business idea. And the funny thing is, this video is not even just for people who want to start an entrepreneurship or want to start a business. This is actually going to be very helpful for people who just finished school. Maybe you're looking to get into university, you don't know what you want to do after university. It's really going to help you to figure out your call and your purpose so that you don't waste time in this life. Before we begin, you're going to notice that I'm not going to ask you specifically things like, well, what do you want to sell? Or what service do you want to provide? Like, what kind of business do you want to open? Obviously, it's not that straightforward all the time for people to figure out what they should get into. Maybe they just stumbled into something, got into the family business and that sort of thing. I believe that God put some things in every one of us, and we need to tap into those things and really not waste time with anything else. Why waste precious time doing something that you're not called to do? In many ways, your business is going to be an extension of you. You're going to be putting a lot of time and energy and effort into it. So you really can't afford to waste any of those things on something that doesn't really speak to who you are as a person. So I've come up with 5 areas that you can look into to help you along the journey of figuring out what type of business you should start. The first thing you should ask yourself is, what are my passions? What am I passionate about? What are the things that drive you? What are the things that you wake up in the morning and feel like, oh my goodness, I need to do this. I love doing this. What are some of the things you find yourself always talking about, always doing, always looking up and researching, always trying to find out more about? To me, passion is the fuel that drives successful businesses. So I believe in looking at what you're passionate about to help you to figure out what type of business to get into. Owning a business is work. Why would you do a job that you're not passionate about? You're going to be going to work every single day feeling like, oh my goodness, I hate this job. I wish I had a different job. You're going to be looking at your friends who are happy and excited to go to work and wonder, what is wrong with them? Why are they so happy to go to work? So in the same way, when you are thinking about what type of business to start, don't just think about, well, I just want to make money. Don't just think about, well, it's a profitable or lucrative business. Think about what you really can see yourself enjoying and being passionate about and feeling excited to do every single day. Because business is not easy. There are days when it's going to be stressful, it's going to be tiring, it's going to be frustrating. Sometimes you don't hit the goals that you made for yourself for that day or that month. Sometimes you're going to not succeed in areas, and sometimes you're going to want to quit. But if you are passionate about what you're doing, you're going to enjoy it and you're going to stay for the long haul. You're not going to let the little hiccups and the little issues keep you from going forward. So grab a pen and a paper. What are some of the things you're passionate about? Start to brainstorm. You'll be surprised. You may realize that the thing you're passionate about is something that you've been doing all your life. It's something that maybe people have been telling you for all your life that, wow, that's something you should really do more of. For me, for example, I am passionate about multiple things. I love learning. I love researching, Googling things. I love learning about new concepts. But I also love explaining to other people the things that I've learned, discussing it, and helping people to understand. Notice I didn't mention making money, business, entrepreneurship, because I'm not exactly passionate about making money or entrepreneurship. But because I love learning, I've been learning a lot about entrepreneurship and business and making money and other things as well. And now I feel like I want to teach people the things that I've learned. And I'm very passionate about helping people to learn things that I feel like are super important to them, or even things that I wish I knew when I had started out. So think about, what are you passionate about? Brainstorm, write down all the things. Don't think specifically about business, just think about yourself. What are some of the things that really excite you? It could be as simple as, I love to make people laugh. I love meeting new people. I love seeing people become more confident. These are the little things that are really gonna lead you to something big. After you've figured out your passions, the next step is to think about what do you have access to already. Maybe you have access to some unique resource that other people don't necessarily have at their fingertip. In business, it takes a lot of resources, as I said before. And so you may find it very convenient to start where you're at in terms of what you already have in your hand. You may have access to a huge space that you can use for whatever purpose you want. You may have access to a lot of money. You may have access to a lot of people that can spread the word for your business. Maybe you come from a large family, or maybe you work in a place where there are a lot of people that you are friends with or that know you very well. Maybe you have a friend or a relative who owns a particular business and they're willing to lend you or give you something for free. Maybe you have connections in a particular industry and it's going to be very easy for you to tap into those resources. Identifying these resources can really help you to tap into what you're going to be able to use in the future. You'll be able to uncover potential business opportunities that align with those current resources. My next point is to look at the things that you are naturally good at. The things that come naturally to you, the things that people have always been telling you, you know, you're really good at this or that. All my life, people have been telling me I talk too much. And I've decided, you know what? It's true. I talk a lot. So what can I do to make money off of that? And eventually I became a teacher. And so I get paid for 9 months out of the year to talk. And then they pay me for 3 months out of the year to stop talking. So I'm telling you, think about the things that you're naturally good at. Are you naturally good at getting people to do things that they didn't even want to do? Are you really good at swimming? Are you really good at a particular sport? Are you really good at explaining things? Are you really good at cooking? Are you really good at looking at a situation and assessing it and seeing what the issue is? Are you really good at electrical work? Are you really good at plumbing? It can be anything that you're really good at. You may be surprised how you can actually put it all together when we're done and think of something that can help you start a business. Now let's tap into your experiences. People overlook this when it comes to starting a business because many times we have experiences that we don't see as valuable. To me, every experience that you've had in your life is super valuable because either you've learned a lesson that you can help somebody else with, or you've, discovered something that you would not have figured out if you did not go through that experience. So what are some of your experiences? Are you widely traveled? Have you gone through, something really devastating? Have you gone to jail? What have you experienced in this life that makes you a little bit unique, that makes you who you are today? Under these experiences, you can also think about, well, what problems did I discover? Were there issues that need to be solved when I had these experiences? Maybe you went through a divorce and you realized that there was no community for a divorced woman with children. This type of reflection can be a gold mine for business ideas. I'm telling you, because business is all about meeting a need. And so if you can think of a need that people have, and then realize, wait, I know how to solve it, or I can help them solve that problem. That's one of the major steps in coming up with a successful business idea. The last thing you can think about is your skill set. Think about the skills that you've acquired over the years.
Are a very particular set of skills.
Think about your educational skill set. Think about the things that, you did in school. What is your degree in? What are your CXC subjects in? Maybe you spent a lot of time in your father's workshop, so you learned carpentry from just watching him. Maybe you actually went to school for carpentry. Write down all of the things that you know that you are skilled at, that you have qualifications for it, or that you've had sufficient experience that makes you somewhat of an expert in it. And you can see for yourself what are some of the skills that you have. Now, once you've brainstormed those 5 areas, P, what you're passionate about, A, what you have access to, G, what you're naturally good at, E, what you've experienced, and S, what makes up your skill set.
Wow.
You'll be one step in the right direction of figuring out what are the things you can actually tap into in order to start a business that's suited to you and what you've been called to do. And so in part 2, I want us to take it up a notch and see how we can piece all of the things that you've come up with together in order to come up with a viable business idea that will actually be successful. Thanks so much for watching. This is Nizelle from Trinity Business Life. Bye.